AVL Whitney Arena here on the beautiful campus of Alcorn State University. We have the Nate Kilbert program coming your way. Lady Braves coming off a tough loss against Jackson State this past Saturday. They get ready to go to Huntsville and Alabama State University. Thursday, Saturday games. How did that happen? Nate Kilbert will have all of those answers as well as to what happened in Jackson on Saturday. Glad you can join us here for the Nate Kilbert program. You can text a question, 601-301-2611. You can tweet a question to All Man Radio. Lady Braves trying to get better, trying to get healthy, and played a tough game against Jackson State for the most part. Kind of hung in there against their bigs. How did they do it, and what can we learn going forward? We'll take a break here. We'll look back at Jackson State, look ahead to Alabama A&M and Alabama State. We'll get to all that coming up in 60 seconds here on the Braves Sports Network.
You don't fight fair, so we'll just fight harder.
We didn't come here to play around.
You're going down.
Honestly, I hate you.
I'm stronger than you.
I'm more determined than you.
We're going to beat you, cancer.
Because the American Cancer Society
Is on our team.
And together, we're unstoppable.
My name is John Calipari.
I'm Roy Williams,
I'm Jim Boeheim.
I'm Tubby Smith.
and I'm a coach versus cancer.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Welcome you back to the Davey L. Whitney Arena here at Alcorn State University on the beautiful campus. Coming up in a matter of moments, we have the Nate Kilbert program. Glad you can join us as SWAC basketball is here, game one in the books. Normally, we will be getting ready for a Saturday, Monday tilt in Alabama, but due to some changes from Alabama State and A&M that we agreed to, we'll be playing Alabama A&M on Thursday and Alabama State on Saturday. How did that happen, you ask? We have questions. Nate Kilbert has answers. Coach Kilbert's got the answers. He always has answers to a lot of stuff, and I'm sure some answers coming up here as far as the Lady Braves is concerned. Coach, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, Charles. What about yourself?
Not good. Trying to find a way to get some wins here.
Well, we're going to get some wins. You're still trying to find a way, but we're going to get some.
Well, talking about the end of 2023, the Ole Miss and DePaul, and we won a couple of games here, trying to get healthy. I mean, I was talking with somebody the other day, and it's like, man, through Nate Kilbert's tenure, one of the big stories is just trying to keep players healthy. It is tough. I mean, I know it's excuses. I know people say it's an excuse when you're not healthy, whatever reason why you don't win. But it's hard to beat anybody at any level when you don't have a lot of healthy, available bodies, and we've been dealing with that yet again.
Yeah, we have, and it's not, and that's not an excuse. When a kid is not able to play up to their level of what they have in them when it comes to their ability to do something, especially when they're key people like Brown, Ford, for us. I'm not even talking about Claytor. Some of the other kids that's hurt or injured and not able to play. But I truly feel that we can win even with those kids not being able to give us the minutes that we need. I still think we can win. It's a matter of us just getting our chemistry together with the healthy people that we have. I think that's going to be key. Because you can't. You can't predict that. You can't predict when a kid's gonna get hurt. You can't predict when a kid's gonna be healthy. You just can't. You have to continue to play hard. You have to continue to do the things you've been doing that makes you a good team. Would we like for Destiny to be 100%? Definitely. Would we like for Ford to be 100%? Absolutely. But it don't always work that way. There are other teams dealing with injuries too. So we just got to be able to find a good path where we can get through this, and hopefully we can continue to build some chemistry without them playing as many minutes that they played in the past. And that's how you build good teams, though. You know, a lot of folks get a chance to play more minutes. And, you know, it's the next person up. That's what you look at, you know. And I think with Renee getting more playing time now, it's going to help her game, and because she's going to have some situation where she's going to get a lot more playing time than she would normally get with Destiny being hurt and Ford being hurt. Now she's going to have to play a little bit more.
Well, let's talk about, Coach, the Jackson State game and how we were able to defend JSU. And I thought, you know, if we could slow the game down a little bit, I thought we would have a chance, and we did have a chance early in this game. As you look at Jackson State's lineup with Bowler, Crump, Mahoney, Jackson, and Kashana Luckett, they have 2 former SWAC transfers, Mahoney from Mississippi Valley and Adriana Avent. She was their #1 scorer at Texas Southern. And I guess if you look at their system now, she probably is the #4 option. Boy, she jacked up some shots, and she looked like the #1 option for Jackson State there for some time. What was the challenge in trying to slow down that lineup?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't expect for Avent to get the playing time that she got. They kind of surprised me with that one. It was still early. She's still learning what they want. But it ain't hard to learn to shoot the ball. I mean, and that's what she's good at. But I didn't expect for her to play as much as she played. She took some playing time away from some of the other kids that I expected to play more because they've been in the system longer. But Avent's a scorer. You know, she's somebody that you can depend on. You can put in the game because she's an athlete. You know. And it's hard to adjust to that, you know, doing game. You know, that was a surprise to us. But we, you know, because she hit the first threes on us, she got them going. You know, and I wasn't expecting that. But you know, I think once we realized that, you know, she was in the game and she was shooting the ball and who she was, because a lot of times our kids get confused. You can't leave Avent wide open. You might can leave somebody else open like that, but you can't leave her open like that. Avent, Crump, and Boulder, you got to get out on them. I don't care if they're shooting the ball bad on that particular night. All they need is another chance. And when you let them get going, then that's when you start having problems. But I thought, even with the run that they made in the beginning, I thought we bounced back good from it. And, you know, we gave ourselves a chance, especially in the first half, to keep the game close. I think we was down 9 in the first half. But you can't. I tell our kids we were our worst own enemy. Jackson didn't do anything to us. We did it to ourselves. You know, we're the reason why we lost by 20-some points to Jackson. Not Jackson. Jackson didn't do nothing to stop our offense. We got the ball where we wanted. We got our back doors. We got to the free throw line. We fouled them too much. You know, so everything I thought had happened in that game, Jackson didn't cause it. We caused it. So all we need to do is clean up our own little mess we made. And I think we're going to do that as time goes along. We're going to get better at that. You know, and Destiny being hurt, you know, I thought she made some big plays in the game where normally she wouldn't miss layups like that, you know, right up under the basket. You know, I'm not saying she's not gonna miss layup, because she does miss layup, but she wouldn't have missed those layups because there wasn't nobody around her. Now those were key moments in that game, because it was like we was down like 7 and 9 at one point, and we missed like 3 straight layups where wasn't nobody but us. You know, so when you do that and you playing against a team with the talent that Jackson has, they come back down, they're going to make you pay for it at some point. You know, you can't continue to play that way and miss free throws and miss layups and think you're going to beat them. It's just not going to happen.
Well, we were down 21-11 at the end of the first quarter, and all 11 points were by Zaniyah White. Zaniyah White continues her good shooting and good scoring. Well,
you know, she's a person that we need to be able to put the ball in the basket for. She's one of our scorers. And, you know, White, Wright, and Destiny are people we actually run little stuff for. We don't run a lot of stuff for her, but she still scores for us a lot because she's going to offensive rebound. She's going to get a lot of backdoor cuts and stuff, and we post her sometime. But White is a person who's got to get double figures for us every night if we're going to have a chance. And I think every team is like that. They have somebody on their team that they feel like got to get double figures in order for them to have a chance to win. Even with Jackson, as much talent as they have, they feel like that Boulder's got to have double figures for them to be really having a good game, or Crump got to have double figures. Now Avent is going to get into the mode. You know, we depend on White to score for us. We depend on Nene, which is right, to score for us. We just depend on Destiny to score for us. Not as much now because we know she's hurt, and we want to clear that up by hurt and injured. She's hurt. She's not injured. She's just hurt. You know what I mean? She got to play with some pain. But those kids, we need them to score for us. And all the other scoring we get from Watson and Backus and Neal, all that's just adding to whatever we're doing. You know, that's just a little bit more flavor to what we're doing. We don't depend on them like we do those three people I just named.
Yeah, and despite the lack of scoring in the first quarter, Zaniyah White with all 11 of the points in the first quarter, Jackson went on a 20-7 run, but we also helped them by missing a bunch of easy opportunities, and that's how they went on that 20-7 run to lead 30-21 at the break. We probably missed a half a dozen layups. We weren't getting those layups in the first quarter. Jackson was defending the perimeter. It was hard to get some stuff inside, but then we got it going and we got some stuff inside. We got inside opportunities, but we just missed too many point-blank opportunities, and that's been the theme all year long, it seems like.
Yeah, and to me, that's just concentration, focus. You know, that's all that is, you know. And I'm saying the same thing you were saying. We've been doing it all year long, you know. But I could see, I kind of, you know, when I watched the film, I kind of could see why Destiny was missing. She wasn't getting any explosiveness from that ankle area. You know what I mean? And a lot of times she had to plant with that ankle area, and she wasn't jumping. She was tiptoeing and trying to make the layup. And so I understand why she missed hers. But you know, we had a couple free throws that could have. I think that the halftime score should have been they should have had maybe a 3-point lead on us at the most. You know, could have been close to being tied, you know, and that's why I keep saying that it had nothing to do with Jackson. It was us. We was the reason why we was down at half. We was the reason why Jackson pulled off from us late in the second half, because we weren't making plays. We weren't finishing plays. We were getting the ball. We was getting to our spots. We're going to always get to our spots. It's just a matter of us, well, we're going to finish these plays, and that's what we got to do, is get to the point where we're finishing plays. We do a better job in practice of finishing plays. We're playing against the same color shirt. You know, it seems like we get to play against other different color shirts, and we don't finish plays like we should. But I just think that's something we're going to get better at as time goes along. But I'm trying to get a sense of urgency from our kids that we need to go now. You know, we need to start finishing these plays now. We need to start putting ourselves in a good position early. We don't need to do like we did last year. You know, waited late and start playing okay, and then now we battling to get in the tournament. So I just feel like we're going to start to play better basketball. You know, we're going to start finishing those layups. We're going to start making free throws, and then we're going to start being a good team. Because all the effort and all that stuff, it's gotten better. Because at one point I thought that's what we were doing, coaching effort. I don't think we're doing that now. I think they're playing hard now, and it's just a matter of us having confidence and putting the ball in the hoop.
So when you look at this Jackson State team this year compared to the last few years when it's been Amisha Williams Holiday and just dumping inside, you talked about the depth of this Jackson State team. So you see it up close and personal. You've seen it on film. Did that depth, definitely make a factor? You felt, because they have some bigs inside. They were a 6'3" with a 6'3", and you talked about Avent, you talk about Crump. Is this Jackson State team, we'll see them again right here, a little bit more dangerous because of the fact they have so many pieces? I'm sure Coach Reed, that's the first win they've had in a while, trying to make it fit at this point in time. Does that make a team like that even more difficult? Absolutely.
They are so deep. Now, I will say this, and it's me saying this. I see problems for them down the road. I see good problems for them at the same time. It's a bad problem for them, because I don't say she's going to get everybody the playing time that they going to want and they deserve, because she's so deep. And the worst thing to have is a bunch of kids on the bench. They're mad because they're not playing. And they should be playing, but it's hard for them to play because the person playing in front of them is real good too. So she's going to have a hard time giving them the minutes that they deserve. And it ain't no fault of hers. She's just so loaded. Some people, now the kids got to sacrifice a certain part of their game so the team can be good. So I think that's going to hurt them down the road. But they're way better than they were as a team when they had the big kid. What's her name?
Misha Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday. They're way better simply because they have so many options now. They have so many threats. You used to get to the point where you could just say, okay, let's make sure don't nobody else beat us, like how they get hers. You can't do that now because somebody else can beat you now. You know, that's the bad part about it. They got several kids on there. If you lead them open, they can beat you. Crump, Avent, Boulder. You know, they got kids. They got some kids that don't play a lot can come in and beat you. And I think Mahoney has been a great pickup for them. The kid from Mississippi Valley, I think she was a great pickup for them because she do so many things. And, you know, she can sacrifice part of her game just a rebound, and she can score down low. She can hit the little short jumper at the elbow. So she's a dangerous player. And they just got now. Now I don't know the situation with White. Now she got hurt against us. That would hurt them when they play against teams that's got good posts like Pine Bluff. That'll hurt them if she's not healthy when she come back, because Pine Bluff can hurt you with their post. But Jackson is just, and they just deep. They deep with we ain't just talking about regular players. These are Power 5 kids. You know what I mean? These are Power 5 kids that playing at Jackson State, and they're a Power 5 school. And people don't want to give them that credit for that, but they are. They're a Power 5, and they're going to be hard to deal with. But I just feel good about playing them. Because I think what we do, we put them in a situation where they got to defend us. And if you try to defend us, you take one thing away from us, we're going to get something else from you. It's us. We have to make those layups when we're playing good teams. Like, I don't care when I'm saying good teams like Jackson, but when we play anybody. I mean, when we play A&M this week on Thursday, we're going to have to finish those layups to beat them. And if we do that, we finish our layup, make our free throws. We ain't been turning the ball over as much now. We didn't do a great job in the first half, but we take care of the ball, finish our layups, make our free throws. We're a hard team to beat.
Yeah,
we are. And if we play like we played against La Tech, that we controlled the tempo of that game and everything. You know, we was real physical. Our effort was good. We're going to decide whether we win or lose games. It's not going to be our opponent. It's going to be us.
We're talking with Lady Braves head coach Nate Kilbert. Coach, I thought in the lead up to the JSU game, I thought if we can create turnovers and create opportunities, that would help. But only 11 turnovers for Jackson State in the game. I got the sense that the press, you weren't pressing quite as much. Was that kind of the strategy?
Yeah, that was kind of the strategy, because, you know, when you press, you really need your back people, and that's going to be your post players. They need to be able to move, and neither one of our posts, forward or Brown, was able to move like we needed them to. We did a little disguised defense where we had our front people three of them working hard, you know, disguising it like we're trying to do something. We really wasn't trapping out of it. You know, I think you'll see us doing a little bit more against A&M when it comes to trapping. And notice how we're starting to do a lot of stuff half court now. It's not full court, you know, because we don't have the healthy bodies to be able to do it. Like, I mean, you don't want to wear kids like White down because she's got to score so much for you now. You don't want to wear Right down. You know, with those two kids there, when we're pressing, we're gonna wear them down because we're pressing so much, and now we're depending on them to score basket for us, and that makes it a little different. We don't have Destiny scoring the baskets that we need her to do, because we need her to be a double person for us. Simple, you know, and she's not able to do that right now. So Right and White, we can't wear them down pressing a lot, you know. We can get away with we got Henderson in the game, and we got Cheatham in the game, you know, and Backus in the game. We can press a little bit more then, but we don't want to wear our people that we depend on to score for us down.
Yeah, Tajane Wright 3 for 9, Cheatham 3 for 9. You know, it's tough. It's tough when the ball's not falling through the basket.
Yeah, but you know, I can see Wright being 3 for 9, because most of her shots are jumpers, and you know, from the 3-point line and the elbow. But Cheatham's stuff is her stuff is right around the bucket. She's got to finish better than what she did against Jackson. She didn't have a great game against Jackson scoring wise or anything like that, but her effort, it was good. Her efforts are always going to be good. It's just she'll have those games where she gets stagnant a lot, you know, maybe not doing some of the things we need her to do. But the energy level is going to always be good, so she's always going to be a threat. You know, I probably should have found more ways to get her the ball around the basket like we did against Tech. You know, I thought we posted her a couple of times. Probably should have posted her more and gave her more opportunities. And you know, that's something you'll see us do a little bit more when we're dealing with her.
Despite the depth, Jackson shot 34% at home. So, I mean, we only shot 27%, but you would think that they would have had a little bit better percentage, but I think we had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think we had a lot to do with that too, Charles. The fact that you know, we knew who they wanted to shoot the ball, and we kind of stayed after the first quarter when we let Event shot all them wide open jump. We did a better job against them, and I think we confused them with some of the stuff we were doing defensively out of our 31 trap and our 1-3-1 zone. You know, we were able to match up with them in that zone, and we didn't give them driving lanes. You know what I mean? And that kind of confused them a little bit. And we can play that defense better than what we played it. You know, my thing is just, while we're doing it, when we're stopping them like that, we got to be able to score. Yeah. And we don't. When you're stopping people, you got to score during that time while you're stopping them. We never did really score, and we had so many opportunities. I would have liked to had the opportunity to see that game when we made those layups. We was down 7, and that game got to maybe 1 point, or we got to took the lead on them. I wanted to see how they would respond to that, because I never seen Jackson playing us. I never seen them get to the point where they had to really show their grit. You know, show they okay. You all made a run at us. Now we're going to show you that we're going to respond to that run. They never had to do that against us, and I just don't think they'll be the same team if they have to do it. And I thought the game in Jackson was a perfect time to make them do it. We just didn't hold our end up. Yeah, making shots 27%, -7 on the boards, Coach. 34-27. How you think we hung in there? That's not bad. I don't think that's bad. But I thought it was a lot of rebounds we should have gotten. I think one time they on the offense end, they got like 3 rebounds and that ball was just bouncing around. We looking at it, you know, and they getting it. You know, I thought the rebound should have been a little closer, but we're okay with that rebounding margin, because I think anytime you play against a team as big as Jackson and you can keep the rebounding margin that close, you got a chance to win. I know leaving out of the arena and just talking with folks that people kind of discouraged. But you sound encouraged. Why are you so encouraged? Oh, I am, because game 1. Okay, if the things that happened to us in that game, Jackson had caused it, then I probably wouldn't have the energy that I have moving forward, because now I feel like, okay, this team disrupted what we were doing, but they didn't. Everything that happened to us in that game, it was us. We was the reason why it happened. We were the reason why we didn't score more points, and I could see if we were shooting over people. It's just us in the rim, and we missing these shots. And if the free throw line, you know, when you shoot free throws, they free. So, and I feel good about where we are as a team. I just got to find a way to get us to start doing the basic things. If you can do the basic things like make layups, make free throws, just those two, make layups and free throws, and then you talk about 12 and 10-foot jump shots, we get a lot of those. If you can do that, I mean, you can beat teams and you can hang around teams that probably got more talent than you do. And Jackson have more talent than we got. You know, it ain't nothing, you know, secret about that. But that don't mean they could have a better team than we got. We can still play better than them. And we just not doing the fundamental things well when it comes to making layups, making free throws. It's simple. Yeah. I mean, we start doing those things better, we're gonna be a better basketball team. Well, let's update folks, because you look at the roster, it definitely has changed. Some players we don't have, may not have. So let's start with some players that we haven't seen, like Maya Claytor. Let's update people. We've talked about it throughout non-conference, but now that we're in the conference, yeah, people look at the roster and see who's there, who's not there. Let's start with Maya Claytor, a person that can spread the floor, who can hit the 3. What is her status? Well, we don't look for her to play this year. And that's what we say, unless something changed when those X-rays come back, because they done had X-rays done again on her. We don't look for her to play. We think she's going to sit this year. We don't think she's going to be healthy enough to play. And I don't know no other way to say it. You know, it's unfortunate, because we definitely would need her shooting, but we just don't feel like she's going to play this year. All right. So Miller Gibson. Gibson thing is still kind of up in the air. It's a possibility she can, but you're dealing with a big toe. A big toe kind of controls everything that you do. Kind of like a turf toe almost? Oh, I'm thinking it's something like that with a bruised bone, you know, and that's just hard to. That's probably even more painful than Maya injury, because she has a foot injury. But when you start trying to change direction and everything, you got to plan on that big toe and do that, and that makes it real difficult. So we really don't know about her yet, because we really haven't got an opportunity to get her where she can actually see somebody to tell her she's been getting treatment and stuff, you know. And the biggest thing about it is you just have to stay off it. If you stay off it long enough, how long is that going to be? We don't know. But you don't want her to lose a year trying to, you know, stay off it and then try to play some games. And it doesn't make sense for that to happen. So we don't know about her yet. What
What about Jasmine Jackson?
Well, Jasmine, we know Jasmine's going to be redshirted. You know, Jasmine is dealing with some personal issues right now, and we just want to give her time to be able to get herself together, and she's just going to practice with us and hopefully get better. Hopefully this year help her get better for next year.
Just trying to circle the wagons, Coach. No one's healthy at this time of year, and just, you know, despite the ebbs and flows, the hits and misses and the injuries, you got to continue to plow forward. This is just one conference game. You got 17 more to go.
Yeah, Charles, we're good enough with the group we got. I feel confident with the group that we got. That we're gonna be solid in the conference. We're gonna put ourselves in a good position to be right there. When it's all said and done, we think we're gonna be right there with the rest of the group.
All right, so now we head to Alabama on a short week. Normally it would be Saturday, Monday in Huntsville on Saturday, in Montgomery on Monday, but we're playing Thursday, Saturday. How did that come about?
Well, it came from their end, Alabama State and Alabama A&M. Evidently, they had scheduled a classic where they would play each other on a Monday night, which would be next Monday. And they didn't realize that they had conference game. They realized it. I'm just sure they just somebody dropped the ball on it. They didn't realize they were going to be playing a conference game on Monday, but they wanted to be. They already had signed a contract to play the classic in Mobile. Both of them decided to move their home game. Well, I don't know which one of them home game this is to Mobile, and they're going to get paid some good money for it, from what I'm understanding. So they had to get us to agree to be able to move the game to Thursday and Saturday, and which in my mind, it was great for us because they play Saturday, they play Monday, now they got to play early Thursday, so that works in our favor, I think, and we agreed to it, and we had to change it. It put us through a little bit when it comes to trying to get hotels, because we already had our hotels. We're changing making all those different arrangements to be able to switch hotels to the point where those dates fit, But overall, I think it worked out for both sides. Alabama A&M and Alabama State be able to play their game in Mobile and be able to make the money they're trying to make. And I think that's what the ADs do. They kind of agree with each other. They're trying to help each other out. They don't want to stop anybody from making money. And I thought both sides. Jackson had to agree on that too.
Right.
So both Jackson and Alcorn agreed to allow them to be able to move the game to Thursday and Saturday.
All right, so let's look at Alabama A&M. You talk about being shorthanded. Remember a couple of years ago when they only had 7 players. Yeah. And they were fighting like heck, and I think they just ran out of bodies and ran out of time and ran out of gas at the end. But they had 7 players, 98% of that season. Now, they've been the COVID year, if I'm not mistaken, but it just shows you in terms of numbers, you can get it done. So let's look at Coach Richards' ball club. They've got an assistant who was the former head coach at Grambling on that roster, that coaching roster. What can we expect from Alabama A&M as we go to their new arena, which is now year 2 for them?
Well, you expect for them to be solid on both sides of the ball, I tell you, because they have established a great coaching staff up there. With being able to get Merv from Grambling and be able to get McNeil from Jackson State along with Coach Richards. Man, that's a solid staff right there. And so they're going to be good on both sides of the ball, because I know Larry and Fred both are solid defensive guys, and Coach Richards is an offensive whiz. So I'm just looking forward to kind of matching up with that, and and seeing how we're going to be able to get some things done against them, because we feel like it's going to be a good basketball game. I just feel like we got to take care of ourselves again. We got to take care of the things that we're not doing well, because we know they're going to play. They're going to play hard in their place. And, this is going to probably be their first SWAC game in the new building. And we just expecting for it to be a good basketball game. We know we're going to have to come in and play hard.
And then on Saturday, we go to Montgomery and the Acadome, and Coach Frida Jackson. It's going to be physical when we go to Montgomery. You know that.
Yeah, but I've been watching them play. I kind of peep at all the conference team. When they play, and I like watching SWAC basketball for one thing. But Ward hasn't been playing, and that's a big part of what they like to do with her. She's a big key for them. I don't know what's her situation, but I know she didn't play the first conference game, and she didn't play the last few games of non-conference. So I don't know what's going on with her, but I know she's a big part of what they do. And Harris is starting to play real well for them, and they just so physical. They like to play like that, So we're looking for it to be a tough basketball game up there. Looking for it to be a war up there when it comes to the physical play. So that means we got to be stronger with the ball. We got to finish play stronger, because they're going to bump you around a little bit. You just got to be prepared for it. So we're looking for it to be a tough game. And everybody, people was talking about, well, Alabama State 0-11. That don't mean nothing. I don't mean nothing. The way they play, when it comes conference time, you go up there thinking that way, you're going to get beat. And we're not thinking like that. We're thinking about Alabama State, the name Alabama State. We're going up there being prepared to play them because we know they're a tough basketball team, and they got good coaches. Coach Jackson has been doing this 20-some years for nothing. I mean, she knows what she's doing. She got 2 great assistants, you know. So we're expecting a good basketball game.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to getting off the road and playing right here. It's been a long time since we won a game. It's been a long time since we played on this floor.
Yeah, it has. You know, and when you play at home, it seems to add a little bit more excitement to everything that you're doing. And you know, playing here, you got your fans. You know, especially when you're dealing with a team that's been struggling. They need that. They need that home court advantage and stuff. You know, you just got to continue to push your kids and talk to them about being focused on the road. You know what I mean? Being focused on the road. Because if you ain't focused, you want to be focused both plays at home and on the road, but you have to be a lot more focused on the road than you do at home. You can get away with some things at home simply because you're going to play with that energy. The crowd going to give you that energy that you need to maybe, you know, to make a play. And so coming back home is going to be great, but we ain't thinking about back home right now, Charles, because we know we got a job to do on the road in Alabama.
2 games in a short period of time. That Thursday, Saturday, kind of the way we end the regular season on Thursday and a Saturday, get ready for the tournament. Thursday, Saturday games, 5:30, 7:30 for the men and women on Thursday, and then, of course, 2 and 4 on Saturday in Montgomery. Coach, let's go get them. Have a good trip.
All right, appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
We'll be talking to head coach Nate Kilbert over in Huntsville and Montgomery. That'll do it for the Nate Kilbert Show and the Landon Bussey Show. We'll be back on schedule next Wednesday at 6 o'clock for the Landon Bussey Show, the Nate Kilbert Show, next Wednesday at 6:30. For our producer, Cedric Tillman, I'm Charles Edmond. Glad you can join us. We'll talk to you next Wednesday night as we get ready for the Texas team rolling in to the Whitney Arena. We'll talk to you then. So long.